So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm just building some bench work for my layout. So I'm putting this bit of track in, this thing's not attached. I just want to put some supports in so this doesn't sag. And in particular, I'm just putting a piece in here. Now, I've got a mark just there, and I've got another one just here, where I need to put a threaded rod in to support the helix, which is going to be here. And obviously the helix, the base of the helix needs to be supported on something. So I'm just building a little girder to go across there at an angle. So there you go. So I've got some ply on the edge. And then just a piece of wood in between to anchor the threaded rod into. Anyway, so that's fine. So I'm just going to cut it at an angle. I'm using my table saw. So if you see me sort of cut my arm off with the table saw, yeah, phone an ambulance or something. All right. This might be a bit noisy. I hate using table saw, it scares the hell out of me. But let me show you just that. So it's nice. Can do another one on the other side once I've worked out how it needs to go. There. Let's just get this in just the right place for this. Are you joking? Have I really cut that up? The bit's not long enough. Well, that could be better. That could be better. Right. I'm going to find a way of fixing this. Whoops. I'll kill myself on the Hoover. Oh, hello, Gordon. How you doing? You must be having a quiet day in if you're watching me. Excuse me. I'm just trying to build some bench work, and I've only gone for a couple of minutes. I made my first mistake already, which is a bit annoying. Never mind. Right. I think I want to just put a couple of screws in, get this in the right position. Building a bit of support for this board on the framework. So I need to put the board in the right place first. And work out where it needs to be supported. Work this all out at one point. No, that can't be right. Cannot be right. Right. I've got a screw hole into the framework. I can't quite get it in the right spot. That's better. Just the right place. That one should line up as well. I'm working today. Going to start planning my layout. Ooh, a new layout. Take first layout or the next layout. Just a new one. Screw. Not sure. Big. Right. Put this one in here, and then I'll know everything's in the right place then. I'll say it's a bit tricky putting screws into the edge of 9mm ply. You've got to be quite careful and precise. Right. I don't know how I've managed this. Let me show you what I've done. Can you see that? Let's show you. Right, so I've made this, and it's obviously going to line up there. And there's a lot. So I think I'll just cut it as close as I can, and then I'll see I've either messed it up over the build another go at it, or I haven't. Not had layouts until 14:57. Yeah, not quite 57, but that's about when I have my last layout. Maybe 15. It's a good thing to come back to. I found what I'm doing now. I'm not saying I'm any good, right? But you know, I'm going gently and trying to be quite precise and so on. What I'm doing now is what I imagined I was doing when I was a kid. Yeah, in my head, I was doing it really well, and of course, I was 13 at the time, so I wasn't doing it quite as well as I imagined. Right, I'm going to cut this now. I'll turn it the other way up. That should give me a 45-degree angle. However I do it. No, a 90-degree angle. Is that right? So if I cut something 45 degrees that way, if I keep the guide in the same place and turn it the other way up, then that's going to give me, is that true? Well, hello, Carl. How you doing? Right. No, maybe that's not right. Suppose it was like that, and I did it the other way. No, that's nonsense, isn't it? Oh well. It's 45 degrees, it should be 45 degrees both ways, I suppose. Yeah, I'll just cut it to see where I am. Right, excuse the noise. I'll tell you what, I'll just turn the camera around so you can see me. If I cut my hand off, you can see all the blood coming out. All right. Right. I do recommend having a table saw for being able to do some of these things that you couldn't otherwise do, but I'm terrified using it. What have you been up to this weekend, Carl? Right. Turn this around a bit for you. All right. Well, that's going to go in there. That looks okay, to be honest. I think the big question is where does the hole come through? And the only way of finding out is by drilling it and letting it go, I suppose. So I'll have to do that. Right. We take this board off, get it out of the way. Hang on. What's the rough size of layout I'm working on? Good question. Well, it's. I'll tell you what. Let me move the camera, and then you might be able to see a bit better. Let me turn it up. Right. I wonder what you can see there. Not very much. So there's two beds, right? There's this bed, and there's this bed. Now this bed is actually not in the position it's normally in. It's supposed to be over here like this, right? So it's a corner layout. So there's a length along there. Just the camera a bit so you can see it. There we go. So there's a length along there. From here, and it goes into the corner, and then across here to the door. And I think from here to there, this bit's 2 meters, and then from this bit along the other way, it's probably about 3.5. Yeah. Oh, hello, Salt as well. Salter's wall. Sorry. Oh, it's coming on great. It's coming on slowly. It's coming on slowly. The trouble is, I spend too much time making videos, not enough time on the layout. I wasted 2 days making a video about how to put a Kruger connector on the end of the wire. So, it's all about just showing people what I'm doing, what I'm learning in order to be able to do it. I think that's the whole point. Whoa, that was another screw. Right, let's screw that out of the way. Right. So I should be able to just put this in here in the corner somewhere. And not going to have it. It's not a perfect angle. I think I kind of expected that. Right. Let's see what I've got. I'm sure. Can you see what I'm doing? Possibly not. Turn that around. Turn it down a bit. Yeah, you might be able to see that. Right. So, before anyone asks, what I'm trying to do is provide a bit of support in the bench work, like right there, because that's where I've got a bit of threaded rod going through to support a helix. It's going to be above it. So I need the support just there. Put this there. And then I can use that to place that one. Oh, this one will work nicely. Okay. I think that's going to be all right. So Salter's wall, I don't think I've met you before. What do you work on? You engage or double A? Yes, probably a better view to you. Right. I'm quite pleased with that. That looks quite good. Bit of glue. We'll almost be there. I was going to put a screw or two into this from the side. Better do it actually. So I won't be able to later if I don't. Because I've got to go and get tools then. I've got to go and get drill bits and a drill. There we go. I'll give a chance for the glue just to set up a little bit. Don't go anywhere, so I'm going to go and get a drill. Oh, hello, Melvin. Right, just give me a moment. Right. Good news is my boy is happy, my teenager is happy playing computer games. So hopefully he's not going to come walking in and swearing like he normally does when I try and do it. Which his daddy doesn't appreciate. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's dreadful. Yeah, that's not good. I used this in the rain yesterday and it's wet. I put it away wet and it's all gone all rusty. That's annoying. This is what happens when you let things get wet. Right. 3mm screw, 1 to 2.5mm hole perhaps. There we go. So I glued these together, but went hard to put a screw in as well. Oh, hello, Heritage Line. Yes, I'm just making some bench work. It's no big deal. Certainly won't learn anything, I can assure you that. Possibly learn from my mistakes. So I think it's what most people do when they watch my videos. running out of screws, to be honest. So perhaps I need to get a few things in actually before we have another national lockdown. I think that's probably pretty inevitable. Don't know what you think. We all make mistakes, part of the fun. Yeah, well, you're quite right. Right. Probably want a bit more glue there. Is that a good thing? Adding new glue to old before you stick it down? No, maybe that's something that's not good. Perhaps that makes it weaker. Who knows? I'll certainly that. Right. Whoops, sorry, I kicked you. Hopefully you can see. And get this level just right. So that right. So the whole point of this is so I can support a threaded rod in there to support a threaded rod to support a helix. There's going to be a helix here. So that's what I'm doing. Right. So we probably want to screw in the end here, don't we? Just to stop it moving while the glue sets up. So what do we all think about whether there's going to be a lockdown or not? I think it's reasonably inevitable, but you never know. We're hoping to build 12 foot by 8 foot, double O, 4 O. What's that? 4 meters by 2. Yeah, so that'd be about the size I've got, except with not a corner, you know, the full rectangle. You're going to have a hole in the middle. You probably want to. No, I won't say anything. But I've got to say, I thought that reaching 1 meter would be like easy or possible. So this board here, this frame, is just a bit more than 1 meter, I think, across. I thought that would be fine, but actually, it's probably going to be a bit of a reach. Right, there we go. Make mistakes, and I'll have to make a better decision on the next layout. Sorry, I'll come back to you. You can't see anything. Yeah, you're going to have a hole middle. How are you going to get to the hole in the middle? You're going to crawl under? Because, you know, if you're 57 and that, well, there was Charlie Chadwick, you know, Charlie Bishop of Chadwick Model Railway. He was going to have a sort of crawl under layout, and then he realised that actually his knees weren't up to it anymore, and he thought in terms of the longevity of being able to enjoy his layout, it was a good idea for him to sort of have a, well, he didn't have a lift out section. He's got like a U with T-lits at either end. You have a crawl underneath. All right. Well, there we go. The way things are going, I don't have no chance, no choice in doing another lockdown. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I don't, to be honest, I don't mind another lockdown because, like you say, more time for modelling. Although I have to carry on doing my job, but you know. But also during the last lockdown in November, my cork sales went up about 3 times what they normally are. So I think everyone else modelling meant that I got to sell loads of cork. So that's good. So that pays for my modelling. It pays for some of my modelling. Let's put it that way. I'll just leave my drill case in. It'll get rusty. Oh, look at that. That's terrible. Cantilever bridge. I'm going to use the whole. If I was going to use the whole room, you'd understand that section. Right, so you're not going around it. You're not getting around the walls, then, Gordon. Are you against the wall on one side of it, or in a corner? Because you can have a lift out section anyway, just to get in the middle. You know, you only need there's got to be a part of the layout plan where you just got your main lines going through, and you just put them all next to each other. You know, so it's only so wide, and then you can sort of have it lift out or lift up or swing out or whatever. Lockdown's affecting your delivery driver. Oh right. Well, you must be busier though during the lockdown. I mean, the delivery drivers near where I live, they've been absolutely frantic. Delivering all these trains I keep buying. You're using 3 walls. Oh right, okay. So which wall's the short one? Sorry, the open one. Is it you open on the 4 metre length or you open on the 2 metre length? Right, I'll put this back in. So what I'm going to do, obviously I've got that support there for my threaded rod, so hopefully that'll be good. That worked nicely. I'll find out in a minute. And there's going to be another threaded rod here, I think. So I need to put another similar thing across there. But then I'm just going to glue support pieces across the bottom here. just to stop it sagging between whatever you call these things, supports in the frame. So I do like doing this, having sort of a major piece of point work all on one board. And I can just keep it all together until I'm ready to get it all wired up, and then not actually attach it to the frame until I'm happy it's all done. It's been absolutely mental what the delivery driving. Access needed for colour. Using the 2 metre wall and 3 metre wall. Right. So what? The wall where you come in is on the same side as the. Is on the same side as the. What I'm saying now, as the door. So the door's on the same wall as the cupboard. Is that what you're saying? Oh, yeah. It's tricky, this live streaming thing. You've got to try and engage a conversation at the same time as doing so. Unplug the source, I'm not using it. Really dangerous things there. Yes, right. Okay. Well, it sounds like you're making a sensible decision there. But the boards that are along the 3 walls, I mean, you can sort of hang them off walls rather than having them as tables. Do you see Ron from Ron's Trains and Things? Ron Corwin he's called. He's currently rebuilding his helix. Well, making his layout bigger, obviously. We would want to be a layout. But he's going to rebuild his helix because his helix was standing on. It was hanging off the wall, and then the sort of inside it was on legs. But it was legs on the carpet, and basically meant the trains couldn't get up the helix anymore. I suppose you could say you could fix it with adjustable feet, but really better off not putting legs onto carpet. I can see there's quite a few. There's 9 people in. Say hello. Say hello if you just come in, so I know who's in. And we can have a bit of a chat. That'd be nice. Right. So I've got my little girder in there, and I've put the board back in the position where it needs to be. I can probably just check that just by looking along the length of the tracks, see if they line up with the ones over here, which they sort of do. Let me show you that view if I can. Sorry, I make you all seasick now by waving you around. There we go. So if we get down here, we can see whether each of these lines line up with the one on the other board. Anyway. There we go. If you were interested, you'd have asked to see, I suppose. Right, so that's all good. So that's in position, which means this hole here, this marker for my threaded rod should be in position, which means there's no reason I can't drill a hole. Tony's new model layout says, nice job. Thanks, Tony. Tony, I don't think we've met before, but welcome to have you in. This drill bit wobbles all over the place, it's terrible. Pick a different one. Is that normal, the wobbly drill bits? No good. I've got to say, I'd rather have one decent drill bit than like 5 the same size and they're all rubbish. Yeah, that's better. Much better. Right, what's this? 2.5 mil hole. So I've got a tiny hole drilled already, but I'll put this all the way through. I'll tell you what, this really does need to be drilled square. I need a drill press, really. I'm going to get this square. Just not doing it. All right. From outside looking in. Not sure what you mean there, Tony. Do you mean you've been lurking on the channel? Is that what you're saying? I'm all right. I'm all right, thanks. Now I've got a piece of threaded rod. Oh, pleased to meet you, Tony. Thanks for your support. Now I've got a piece of threaded rod that's I think it's 5 mil. I think it's M5. But it is, I don't know, it seems quite thin. But then, to be honest, the whole ethos of my build is to try and make everything really light. So maybe I should go with this. I don't know, I've wobbled a lot. But then there'll be a load of these. And there'll be other things that are rigid as well, holding up the helix and the upper layer. So perhaps it doesn't matter if this is a little bit wobbly. I know Charlie Chadwick used M8 on his helix. M5 is perhaps a little bit thin. If I drill a 5 mil hole, just check that. Perhaps it's even less. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Thing is, once I hole drill, I can't make it smaller. I can always make it bigger. All right. So does this thing let me know who else is in? No, it doesn't. Why does it say participants? And it doesn't show everyone who's there. I don't understand that. Right, there's a 5mm drill. See if I can get this bit of threaded rod in. Right, I'm sure it emerges underneath. Oh no, that's pretty good actually. It comes out right in the middle. So I think that's going to be a good support. Right, well, that just about goes in, but of course it doesn't, does it? If I drill it a little bit bigger, then obviously I'll have a nut or whatever on the other side to hold it in place. Right. So Gordon, how far off are you from starting your build, or have you built your baseboards already? You're just planning your track now. There's a piece of threaded rod sticking up from sticking up from a layout. There we go. Well, that's a job well done. It's not a job well done, but it's a job I'm pleased with. That's a good start. So I've got the next one here. What I can use, to be honest, I haven't got all the bits of wood I might want. Suppose I could use a bit of plywood across the middle. There we go. All a bit quiet. There we go. No one's saying hello. That's that. Right. I wonder how. I wonder what I got next to do. Just doing the ironing. Is that what you're doing, Carl? Right. I think. What do I think? I think. I think I need to measure between these two pieces. I want to create another beam to go across here. I've got a hole to support just there. So if I build another beam, then it's also got to be that width. Let me go and find mine. No. Oh, no, I've just screwed down onto my onto one of my bus wires. That's no good. Right, now we're going to get a tape measure. I will see where I'm up to. How high is the helix going to be? Ah, well, that's a bit of a question. There's a bit of uncertainty around that, but let me see, what can you see on the picture? Right, so the helix is going to bring me up to an upper level, and that's going to be there, that level. But maybe it won't. Maybe it's going to, maybe I'm going to decide that I need the helix to be a bit shallower, and it depends on the clearance I need within the helix. So it's not a massive helix. So it's going to cover. Oh, you can't see that there. Right. It's going to cover much of this board, but not all of it. So talking about that, I think the radius of the inner track is 330 mil, and the outer will be 360. So what's that? That's 660 diameter. I think that's right. And it means that the gradient on the inside track is going to be about 2.5%. I'd be more comfortable if it was nearer 2. So I know, I don't want to build all this and then the train doesn't go up. But I'll have to switch to diesels then. So yeah, so I don't want to make that mistake. But I don't have much space to play with. I can't really make it any bigger. So what I can do is make it go up less on each turn. So the current plan is with each turn it will go up 60 millimeters, 6 centimeters, which for N-gauge I think is a bit more than is theoretically necessary. I think it might be possible to only have it go up 50 millimeters. And if that's the case, then I think I'll just make the whole thing a bit lower, the upper level a bit lower. So I've got to play around with it. I think what I'm going to do is sort of do the first loop of the helix and then see if trains go up it. And if they can't cope, then obviously I'll just lower it down. If they can't do it much lower, then I don't know, the track plans fall to that point. I don't know what I'll do then. I'll have to redesign everything. A bit disappointing. I was going to use, or I suspect I'm going to need to use DTC Concept Powerbase. And that'll probably help. Yeah, we go. Right. I was going to get a take a look. Sounds like a lot of testing. What, on the Helix? Yeah. It's like all these things. It does this. First I've done it. I don't know what's going to work. I mean, I know we've obviously, you still say, oh, how big does my Helix needs to be? And the answer is always like, well, it depends, really, isn't it? Yeah, I think once you've built one, like, you know, you probably get a feel for it. All right. So these beams, they're on 300mm sensor. It's 9mm ply, so it should be 291 mils between. That's 292 on that one. 292.5 on that one. 291. So I think just need to, if I cut some girders and sort of allow a little bit of slack, I can take a slither off. Yeah. I mean, I think the problem is I don't have any sort of new rolling stock. The only two logos I've got are like knackered ones I bought off eBay cheap, just to test, you know, DCC and things like that. So maybe with a new logo that runs well, or if I get the ones I got, if I get them sort of finely tuned, maybe it'll work well. I don't know. Got to give it a go. I do. They say it's a lot easier if you run diesels, getting up hills and tight corners and stuff. I think Farish have produced a new, is it an AGAT? Which is a 280. You need to go around twice for the test. So I'm going to do two circuits. And if it doesn't work, rip it down. No, if it doesn't work, I can just adjust it on the threaded rods, can't I? I don't need to rip it down. Yeah. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Right. I need some wood, I think. Chop up some wood. Let me change the camera angle for you a bit. Right. Set this to 90 degrees. It's not very precise, this gun. Yeah. And I managed to snap the handle off the fence here the other day, so I super glued it back on, but I'm sure that's not very satisfactory. That must be tightened up. It'll work better then. So what did I say? Just over 29. I'm looking at 29.4. Maybe we'll have to change it. Right. Okay. these bits of ply, but they're all a bit warped. You see, those are all bent. Very good. It's annoying. Let's see what else I've got. Right, I can have some off this. Yeah, smart. I think you'll find some of the older stuff is better for pulling. The old Minitrax is excellent. That was accurate, not otherwise. Right, Minitrax. That's an American brand, is it? That's right there. Right, and that's what I'm going to do. I'll cut that off. Cut it off at 30 and I'll come back later. Sort it out. Work on the assumption that's square. What was Gordon saying? How do you know? Yeah, no, you're right. The older stuff's got a bit more hair, but that's where that's where using the DCC Context power base comes in. It sort of gives it a bit more stick to the rails, doesn't it? So you get more traction like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, heavy is more robust. Going to take 9-inch curves. See, I use 9-inch curves on my layout, and maybe that's a problem, but the two logos I've got can go around a 9-inch curve, but it means I'm sort of hesitant about what I buy. So like I said, I wanted to get an ADEF, but it's the 480, where it won't go around 9-inch curves. So live and learn. If this was my house, I'd be able to build what I want with it. But I'll be able to build a layout that goes around the walls, and that'd be great. Right, the depth of these girders is 100 mil. So I'm thinking for this cross piece, maybe half of that. So 50 mil. And yeah, so let's see what I can get out of this. Where's the tape machine? Okay. So it's 17. Yeah, so I should be able to get five girders out. Actually, I don't want 5 girders. Right. Okay. That's my stick. Right. I remember kids that power tools are amazingly dangerous. And I've had absolutely no training on how to use this table saw whatsoever. So whatever you do, don't learn anything about using a table saw from me. Yeah, I talked to Stephen about the 8Fs, and he said, well, he hasn't got any 9-inch curves, but the notes for the product say it needs a whatever it is, 10.5 inch or whatever the next second radius curve. So you know, maybe it would go around, maybe it wouldn't. Right, let's do another one of those. Right, there we go. So I'll glue that together. Perhaps I'll put this in piece in between. See, I think I need a bit more width. I need to be able to get a nut in the middle there. Let me show you. This is what I'm doing. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm building a girder. Then I can put a threaded rod into the middle there. I think I need a slightly wider piece across the middle. Maybe 30 mil. That'll do. Right. Have to go. See you all. Yeah, you take care, Tony. Thanks for saying hello. So pleased to have had you watching all this time. All right. There we go. That's better. Whoops. So that's what we're doing. And then I should have enough room there for a bolt or something. So that should work out. So I don't really necessarily need a bolt underneath. I mean, I do, obviously. but you know, the weight of the things going down, so the bottom needs to be on the top really, not the bottom. I think I'm just going to cut another piece the same width, just so I can space it out when I glue it. Could even come off the other edge. So that yeah, so I really ought to wear goggles when I use this thing, because you get bits flying everywhere, and it's really dangerous. Oh. There we unplug it. Oh, there we go. Right. There we go. That should be everything I need. Turn the radiator down a bit. There's a reasonably straight. Just will sand it down a bit. There we go. Right. It's pretty dodgy ply, this. I mean, look at that. That's proper rubbish, that. I don't know if you can see that. A gap all the way through. Oh. There we go. The other piece is better. Yeah, not really. Yeah. Not the best quality ply, this. 9mm ply from B&Q. Because that's the problem, really, isn't it? It comes from B&Q. Never mind. Right, I'll put some glue on it, and before you know it, we'll be done. Now I can just cut it to length the same way I did the other one. You know, I was talking about, oh yeah, it was Gordon, wasn't it? If you're still there, Gordon. We were talking about your boards going across the middle of the room because they couldn't go, because one of them couldn't go against the wall. I was going on about supporting it on carpet. So what I've done here, because my layout has to be freestanding, because it's not my house, so I need to be able to just remove the whole thing from the house quite quickly. And so it's two sections, and it's freestanding on legs. But what I've done is I have I've put some big chunky screws screwed into the floorboard through the carpet, and that means I've got a solid floor to attach for the legs to stand on, even though it's a carpeted room. And then when I go, obviously I've removed the layout, and now I can just take the screws out, and that should. There might be a slight bit of disturbance to the carpet, but it will essentially be invisible. So I'm quite pleased with that as a solution. There we go. So that. Be all right. One more clamp on. It's amazing the amount of time you spend doing this. I mean, I make such slow progress. It's unbelievable. I suppose it could do this a lot quicker, couldn't you? Just quickly chop everything up with a handsaw, bung it together with no more nails and so on. But I want to try and get everything nice and precise and right. I suppose that says more about me than anything else. A bit of an anally retentive perfectionist. He's been building a railway for over a year and still hasn't got a loop track. The silly thing is, by the time I start to get it so I can run a train, I'll have to move house and start again or something. It shouldn't be too much of a problem because as long as I've got a corner, I should be able to put this layout in a corner somewhere. But there is a bit of a kink in one of the walls, so there'll be a little bit of a void to fill, but it'll be easy to fill a void, I suppose. It's only about 100 mil deep. Just be room for a bit of scenery, I suppose. Right. Yeah. Just put a couple of screws in to hold it in place. I can take the clamp off. There's my countersink. Okay. Nearly there. So I've been holding off building these for a long time. So sometimes you just get a bit of a block to work out what to do next. It's half of the hobby. It's sort of planning what the next stage is. Right. Take clamps on it. The next one. Glue it up. Right. Have that one on. A few clamps on. And then we'll be cooking on gas, as they say. I'll put that other piece in just to hold it square. That will hopefully be a good thing. Right, last clamp. There we go. So that's all done. I'll put a few screws in later. Sand it down and so on, but I'll just leave it for the glue to set up there. That'll be all right. Oh. Right, I don't know if anyone's still there listening, or if you've gone to sleep. There we go. Right, I'm going to wrap it up there. Anyway, it's nice to have your company. Just keep an eye out in case I chop my hand off on the saw. Yeah, hopefully in a couple of weeks I'll have another video going. I've got some electronics to do. I fancy doing something a bit different, a bit of carpentry today. Work on the baseboard. All right, well, you take care. I'll probably see some of you tomorrow night on Jelly Coat stream, I expect. Anyway, take care. All right, bye then.